illegal. Rick Perry has the blood of women on his hands. This law that he passed, against the will of the people, against massive outpouring, that he slammed through against the rights and the lives of women, is going to cause women to die. Women are already desperately self-inducing abortions. The rate of that is going up across the state, and this is happening across the country. Women are showing up with infections in the emergency rooms and in the remaining abortion clinics. This is all in Rick Perry's hands. We are here because we refuse to lie down and let the future of women be stolen. Let women's lives be foreclosed by forced motherhood, and let women die from illegal abortions. We're holding the faces of these women. We're remembering them. We're sharing their stories. We're sharing our own stories. And we're doing this because we refuse to be silent. We refuse to let this be swept under the rug. We do not accept the closure of these clinics as a foregone conclusion. And we are determined that we are organizing people to stand up, to give voice to their anger and their outrage at what is being done to women, not only here in Texas, but across this country. An emergency across this country, and building the kind of resistance, telling the truth about women's lives that can go forward and fight to win, and to turn this tide nationwide, to defeat the war on women. I want to give a shout out to everybody who turned out. Y'all are beautiful.
That's fucking right.
Y'all are righteous. We have one young woman who wants to come up and read right over here. We have this one young woman. Hey, Becky. Becky, talk to the woman next to you. We want to have you come up, and she's going to read a story, and then we're going to wind it up, and we're going to leave marching and chanting together. You have your story? Okay, it's coming back. Where does it go? Uh-oh. While we wait for that, we have something to say. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Abortion is worth fighting for.
5, 6, 7, 8. Women's lives are what's at stake. 1, 2, 3, 4. Abortion is worth fighting for. 5, 6, 7, 8. Women's lives are what's at stake. Okay, we're getting ready.
There's people I just want to say, men, women, of all ages, young people, old people. And one thing that we want to make really clear is that there is a place in this movement for people of all genders, of all sexual orientations, of all races, of all inclinations, and of all ages. So say it with me a couple times. Every generation has an obligation to women's liberation. Every generation has an obligation to women's liberation. Every generation has an obligation to women's liberation.
I don't want to drag it.
I'd like to share some of the stories of the healthcare providers that performed abortions. Both of them were killed for this. Dr. David Gunn was shot and killed during an anti-abortion protest at the Pensacola Women's Medical Services Clinic. Dr. Gunn performed abortions at several clinics in Florida and Alabama and was getting out of his car in the clinic's parking lot when Michael Griffin shouted, "Don't kill any more babies," and shot the doctor 3 times in the back. Griffin immediately surrendered to a nearby police officer. Another doctor, George Tiller, a provider of abortions for more than 3 decades. Dr. Tiller, 67 years old, had become a focal point for those around the country who opposed it. In addition to his protests outside his clinic, his house, and his church, Dr. Tiller had once seen his clinic bombed. In 1993, an abortion opponent shot him in both arms. He was also the defendant in a series of legal challenges intended to shut down his operations, including 2 grand juries that were convened after citizen-led petition drives.
And then in 2009, he was killed in his church.
And in 2009, he was killed in his church.
Pro-life, your name's alive. You don't care if women die. Pro-life, your name's alive. You don't care if women die. Pro-life.
stand up against it.
What are you hoping the message that he gets from everyone here today?
We want Rick Perry to know that we're not done protesting, resisting, standing up, but no matter what he thinks he can get away with, there are millions of us. Millions of people in this state and across this country who refuse to see women forced to have children against their will. We will not be quiet. We will not go home. We will not accept the closure of abortion clinics as a foregone conclusion. We're going to build a fight, and we're not going to stop until we repeal all of this.
If you want to use that, we say it again. We had an F-bomb over
Yeah,
there.
sorry.
Okay.
I guess what do you expect Rick Perry to? What do you want him to see from all of this?
Our message for Rick Perry is we don't care what laws you pass, what lies you tell, how much you want to try to foreclose the lives of women and close down abortion clinics. We will not be silent. We will not go back home. We are going to resist. We're going to raise our voices. We're going to be in the streets until we reverse and repeal these laws, both in Texas and across this country, because we refuse to accept women's lives being foreclosed by forced motherhood.
And obviously this trial has a lot to do with all of this that's going on here right now as well.
That's right, that's right. It's a very big deal. It's very important that women's health has challenged the next round. Oh, you lost it?
About the trial and its weight on this as well.
Yeah, the trial that's taking place this week here in Austin in the federal court is very important. Whole Women's Health has challenged some of the very medically unnecessary trap laws, targeted regulations to control and shut down abortion clinics. Our hope in being here is that we can rally support for that clinic and for the clinics across Texas and actually persuade the courts here to not close those clinics down. But either way, if those clinics close, our message is to the people of the world, the people of the country, the people throughout Texas, that it is time to stand up. If the government, if the state, if the governor, if Christian fascist politicians across this country are determined and hell-bent to close down abortion clinics, we have to be just as determined to stand up and refuse to be silent until we've driven them out.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Right,
Try to get this on by 6.
All right, good luck. Run.
I know.
Thanks a lot.
No, thank you for taking
From Governor Rick Perry
Thank you.
to the court,
I did see
to
that.
every Democrat that takes possession
I didn't think they were legal, but
for crimes against women and care around the world.
I thought we
The
passed
whole
laws
damn
against women
system
last
is
session,
guilty.
but I'm gonna have to look that up. Thank you very much. Good luck. Appreciate it.
Thanks again, man.
Take care, guys.
The whole